Hello and happy Thanksgiving. Today we are diving into our second episode of Chalk Talk, and we're getting into a little bit more of Amari Williams' performance against Western Kentucky. Obviously, it was not his best game as a Kentucky Wildcat. He turned the ball over 6 times. He was 1 of 4 from the field. However, he still had 8 points, 10 rebounds, 4 blocked shots, 3 assists. So it certainly wasn't all bad for Williams, but it, like I said, was not his best performance at Kentucky. And we're going to just break down a few different plays here to show how I think there's some simple improvements for him offensively, both scoring the ball and passing it. And then obviously we're going to talk too about how there's just no reason for Big Blue Nation or Kentucky fans to panic about his performance just yet. Here is a play from early in the game where Amari Williams ends up missing a little runner in the lane. And to me, like one of the things he does well is drive it left when a guy's hugged up on him. I want him to continue to drive this ball throughout the season, especially against other 5 men. Now, Babacar Faye, he's actually one of the more athletic 5 men he's probably going to go against this season, because he's an undersized, like 6'8" post guy. But here he gets he's able to turn the corner just a little bit. But at this point right here, when he picks up his dribble, there's really one of two things I'd like to see Amari Williams do. One would be utilize his strength. This guy is 6'10", 260 pounds. He needs to play off of 2 feet. If he jump stops here and gets to 2 feet, like right at the charge circle, then I think that his defender, more times than not, is going to kind of bounce off of him, and he's going to be able to go up and either finish it right at the square or dunk it. So as he picks up his dribble, he needs to be thinking about getting 2 feet and jump stopping right here. Or because he draws some help, he's a good enough passer, kick it out here to Andrew Carr, and he'll either make the 3, or he can kind of, drive it right off your butt and get to the SEC logo. There's different options that you have here that are a lot stronger than, you see, okay, yeah, he's getting fouled a little bit here, but it's a weak 1-foot finish. He's kind of shooting it as he's coming back down. His shoulders are falling away from the basket. That's just not what you want to see out of your 6'10" 5-man. Here is another. This is another area where Amari Williams is going to be very effective this season, is slipping ball screens, because he's so quick. And Western Kentucky, a team that's going to switch all ball screens and handoffs, this was a great way early on to attack, and it just didn't work here for whatever reason. It was like the previous possession. I think Jackson Robinson kind of just threw it a little too hard. It went out of bounds, but this time they get right back to it. He slips the screen. Great job. He's wide open, gets a catch. He's all alone right here at the basket. At this point, this has to be 2 points. He has his feet underneath him. He's staring at the rim. He goes up, and, he just loses the ball for whatever reason. And again, it's just one mistake. It's not that big of a deal. But like, if you need to take a power dribble here, maybe that you can do that. I don't love that, but it's better than not getting 2 points. But when you're in this position, it has to be 2 points, and it wasn't on Tuesday night. Moving along here to a passing, or no, this is another drive that he made. Right now, again, I like him driving left, but this just wasn't here. Look, there's really no gap here. His man is still on him, and Colin Chandler's man is right here plugging up the gap. Now, what he could have and should have done, again, because Western Kentucky is going to switch the ball screens and handoffs, if he fakes the handoff with Chandler here, then Chandler's man is going to kind of relax, thinking that Amari's given up the ball as Chandler comes off with this guy taking Chandler. So if he fakes that handoff, he's going to be able to beat him around the corner and go lay it up, dunk it, or at least make this guy step and help. Then you probably have Ansley Olmanar for a wide open 3 in the corner. He just kind of faked the handoff before he got to the handoff, and instead of trying to attack this gap, he needed to attack on this side after faking the handoff, because there's just not space to drive into there. Here in the post, just a little bit more patience and a little bit more physicality. I think right here, he could have taken one more crab dribble into the midline to improve his angle just a little bit, but then also on this drop step, it's not bad, but he just doesn't really clear any space. Like, he makes that drop step, and he's not necessarily further, he's not deeper towards the rim than he was before. And then also the main thing, look at his feet right here. His feet are definitely not as broad as his shoulders are. His feet are not at or beyond shoulder width apart. He plays with his feet too close together in the paint. And then especially here, he kind of gets even narrower as he goes up. Look at where the ball is. Look at where his feet are. This is just kind of a small, weaker finish. And again, he kind of ends up falling away from the basket as he's shooting it. He needs to be able to, again, get to the midline, maybe one more dribble, and then clear space back with the drop step, and then play with a wider base in order to clear more space and either draw the foul or finish it. Again, here, this is actually even a better example. He takes only the one dribble. Again, get further to the midline to set up your drop step coming back. And then look at his feet on this one, how close together his feet are. That, again, it makes it very difficult to be on balance if you don't have a wider base. And that's why he's missing some of these relatively easy looks inside. Now, here's one where he's bringing it up. I remember watching this live. I'm like, hey, Lamont, come get the ball, please. Be the point guard. Because it's not that I don't mind Amari Williams handling the ball. He's good at it, and he's going to continue to be good at it throughout the season. But it's harder for him to play make off of the dribble than it is when he is off of the catch, because he can't really pass fake here because he's already dribbling. And Lamont Butler's wide open on the back cut. Look at all this space that we have to deliver the ball, and then for him to either come lay it up or kick it out to Jackson Robinson for a three. But instead, because Amari's bringing it up the floor, he kind of has to telegraph this pass. And again, it's kind of a weaker one-handed pass. I want to see him flip that over the top with two hands to deliver it to Lamont Butler. And we know he can do that because, like, going back to the very first play of the game, he delivers a great pass. But again, to my point, this is from a catch. He's able to turn around, survey the floor, kind of give a couple pass fakes. And then as Jackson Robinson sets that beautiful back screen for Andrew Carr to cut to the rim, he can deliver that pass. And look how much more, velocity is behind that pass with two hands compared to that kind of flick with his left hand from the previous play. This is what we need to see more of, the passing from Amari Williams at the top of the key. And then also, again, because this isn't a super critical film session. Like, these are just the things that you want to show Amari Williams in a closed setting to just help him get better. Hey, make more passes with two hands. Make more passes from a catch as opposed to off the dribble. Play with your feet apart in the post. And now all of a sudden, you're probably 3 for 4 from the field, and you have 2 turnovers instead of 6. And then here, to end this little chalk talk, this is where his passing ability is going to continue to be a big part of what Kentucky does throughout the season, because he's so gifted. You can't teach kind of the innate skill that comes with this little give and go here to Jackson Robinson, and kind of the no-look pocket pass. Like, he just has such a great feel for those sort of passes. So long-term, I am not worried at all about Amari Williams. Here's another play from him earlier. He's earlier in the game, he's rolling here to the basket, kind of gets the switch on his hip and does a great job of getting position on the offensive glass. A strong rebound, goes up with 2 hands, and a stronger finish. Still in a perfect world, I'd kind of like for him to dunk that, but he's playing much stronger there than he does in some other instances throughout the game. So was it all bad from Amari Williams on Tuesday night? Certainly not. Again, the stat line indicates 10 points, 8 points, 10 rebounds, 4 block shots, 3 assists. You just have to be better than 1 for 4, and you have to be better than 6 turnovers. And I think that he will be throughout this season. And all of it, it comes back to, you've seen some of the stats from Evan Miyakawa over the last couple of days. He's one of the best rebounders in college basketball. He's right now rated as the best defender in college basketball. So he brings so much to the table. That's not going to change. I think that he just needs to continue to get more and more comfortable playing at a higher level here at Kentucky, coming from Drexel, in order for him to really be that sort of point center, the initiator of so much offense. He has the skill to do it. There's just a little bit of fine-tuning still to do as the season goes on, but we're only 6 games into this. He's had an excellent start to his career at Kentucky, and I have no doubt that Coach Pope is, sitting with him in film sessions just like this to help him get better as some of these big games against Gonzaga, at Clemson, and then obviously SEC play comes right around the corner. So thank you for tuning in to today's Chalk Talk. Make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel here at the Brandon Ramsey College Basketball Show. Give me a follow on Twitter at BRamseyKSR, and I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving.